Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Abby with Abby Reviews, and we back for Clickbait episode 3. Now, at the end of the last episode, they found the brother dead. So now I feel like they really gonna get into what happened, where he's been, who took him, what exactly is going on. Now again, this is gonna be a Netflix and chill because I'm eating lunch while I'm working and watching this. I multitask. But yeah, let's get into it and see what happened. So we start. They got Sophie, the wife, in interrogation, right? So they ask her. They say, we've identified the body as that of your husband. She says, do you know what happened? It was like the coroner will determine. They ask her, they said the coroner will determine how he died, but there's head trauma. And she was like, who would do this? And they were like, we still working on trying to figure out who did this to your husband. And then they ask her about, they show her the tape with the altercation with the guy in the bar. And they was like, do you know who this is? Knowing that they already know she knows who this is. This girl, in her infinite wisdom, decides to lie. And she was like, no. And they was like, really? And then they switched over from the video of the bar to her social media where she's in a picture with the guy. And they showing flashbacks and stuff of her laughing and giggling with this man. And apparently he was a co-worker. She said she hasn't seen him in the last 6 months. And she said they were just friends. But it don't look like they was just friends. Okay, so after she goes home, the sister shows up at the police station. She want to see the brother's body, which is not going to happen. I don't know why she thought. But after that, she goes to the house and she distraught. And Sophie mama is like, we don't have time for your histrionics. The kids are asleep, so I need you to just calm down, which I thought was kind of rude because her brother just died. So while they doing all of that, Sophie has a conversation with her mother, and she tells her about Curtis being, now he's a, right? Well, right now he's a suspect. So they have the whole conversation, and she trying to play dumb, like, why would he be a suspect? And his mom was like, you know why. Duh. She texts Curtis, I need to see you. He sends her address. She catches a lift and goes around the back so she don't get recognized by all the news people sitting on her lawn. So she go to Curtis' house. Work was done. Listen, Curtis already on the police radar. Why would you take your butt over there? You should have known they going there next. But she asked him about the altercation at the bar. The boy lies about it. Talk about her husband. Well, he said that his husband, her husband, had him meet him at the bar so he could get a blow-by-blow of their affair. And he's like, I told him everything in detail, blah, blah, blah. At the end, he got mad and attacked me, and that's what happened. But no, you attacked him. We see you on the videotape. You attacked him first. RC. So they get into this altercation. He's like, you believe that I killed your husband, blah, 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 blah. Before she could answer that, it's a knock at the door. It's the police. He's like, did you bring the police here? No, but they know who you are. You a suspect, nigga. What did you think? So they come in and they was like, Curtis, we have a warrant for all of your electronic stuff. Not for him, but your phone, your computer, your laptop, all those things. They want all those things. He's like, you're not taking my phone. You're not taking my computer. So he tried to snatch his hand away. So they arrested him for obstruction. And then they took the wife down too, because they were shocked to see her there. So they took her with him down to the clinkety. So they questioned her like she in cahoots with the man. And they was like, why was you there? She was like, I just went to see for myself if he was responsible for what happened to my husband. And they said, what do you think? Now, her attorney is like, okay, if we're done, it's 3 a.m, I'm taking my client home. And she was like, y'all really don't think that we was in on it together? And he was like, where's you? She was like, if I was unhappy, and they say, did he ever hurt you, even knowing about the affair? She was like, no. And she was like, if I was unhappy, I would have left. He was like, if you were happy, you probably wouldn't have had an affair. Ooh. Well, there is that. So this broad told her husband on their anniversary that she had had an affair. What? So she's being led out, and they're not accusing her of anything, but they told her if she withhold evidence again, they're going to press charges. And they found, and the man was cyber stalking her husband. He all on the man's social medias and stuff. He's stalking her husband, I guess. I guess the coochie was good, I guess. So she gets home. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning now. As she walked, trying to sneak back in, Pia's on the back deck smoking and drinking. Talking about where you been. She said she needed to get some air. They also told her if they arrest this man for the homicide, she's going to have to testify about their relationship. And that's not going to be pretty. Which means she's going to have to tell her children. She's going to have to tell that crazy ass sister of hers. Like, it's going to be a whole thing. The drama. Well, that stayed a secret for about 42 seconds. All of 42 seconds. The next morning, they're in the house. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Of course, the son is on the internet. Oldest son is on the internet, and it says somebody was arrested, and she's trying to like close this up. So when they figure out that it's the Mr. Hamilton from the school, Pia gets a light bulb, ping, and so she brings the old girl into the room, and she was like, "Well, y'all." She was like, it was, and she explains there was an affair, it was a mistake. The brother knew, they were working through it. She was like, as much as he loved you, he never would have gotten over it. And she was like, did he kill my brother? And she was like, I don't know. And Pete was like, well, if he did, then this is all your fault. This is on you. And she was like, don't you think I know that? And apparently their voices was a little too loud, because when she opened the door to leave, the son is looking at her like, bitch, you got my daddy killed. The secret stayed secret for 42 and a half seconds. Child, the plot thickens. It thickens. Okay, so the son runs out with his people. She runs out after the son. She's like, I need to go talk to him. She yells at her mama, why did you stop him from listening? She's like, y'all too busy yelling at each other, damn it. And so she jumps in her car. Of course, all of the press people are surrounding her. She done started the car. She's like, I don't care, y'all. Be around this car if you want to. I'm going to run you the fuck over. So her mama goes into action and gets the water hose and drenches all. She's like, get out of my property. And she starts spraying water on the people so they'll get out of her way. So she can't find the son because he done ran off and he in his feelings. I can't have nothing. So as she's about to leave the skate park, she notices this white woman who's standing, and then white woman jumps in her car, and she was like, hey, you were at my house. And she was like, yes. She's like, who are you? And she was like, my name is Emma. I was having an affair with your husband. Oh no, she said I was in a relationship with your husband. I'm sorry, excuse me? So she said we met on an app. She's like, when? In September, 6 months ago. 6 months ago, when she told her, that's when she ended her affair and told her husband about it. He started having an affair, a relationship with this woman. And she was like, where are you from? She was like, California. So the trip that he was preparing to go to, when she told him that she was having an affair, he went out there and started a relationship with this woman. And she was like, why are you telling me now? She was like, I wanted to be the one to tell you, and not the police. And she was like, no, you were trying to massage your guilt, bitch, and I hope you choke on it. She better than me, because I'd have roundhouse kicked that bitch right in her esophagus. But I'm violent, so you can don't go by me. Okay, so the mama gets a call, and she ends up over Pia's house, which is where the son went to. So, she tells the son to wait for her in the living room. He's like, I could just stay here. And she's like, no, you can't. She was like, he's like, he can stay. She was like, no, he can't. She's like, Ethan, listen to your mama. You can't stay here. And so she makes him go to the living room, and she tells Pia about the woman who rolled up on her at the skate park, talk about she had an affair, and they met on this app called Two Smitten, and his name was Danny Walters on the app. And so they go to look up his profile on the app, and it's been deactivated. That person's profile's been deactivated. And she's like, that's okay. I can get somebody to retrieve this. And they're trying to figure out if this woman is just bullshitting or if she actually had a relationship with her husband. And now they're trying to get ready for the memorial. They have let Mr. Hamilton go, Curtis, the man she had in the field. So they're searching, trying to investigate who this Emily broad is, and if she's legit or she's just a psycho. She's looking through emails. Pia's gonna get the little boy to try and retrieve the deactivated account. We're gonna try to figure out what's going on. Okay, so we get to the memorial. Everybody looking stupid in the face. This one lady comes up and she hugs Sophie, and she was like, I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't stop crying. This is some tall girl, one of the volleyball girls, and she said she wanted to talk to you, and she was like, hi Jen, how are you? And she was like, hi, I just wanted to talk to you about, I don't know if it's important, but it's something about Nick. And she was like, what about Nick? And he's like, he was close to some of the other girls, and she couldn't finish what she was about to say because his best friend Matt rolled up real quick and was like, hey Jen, your team is looking for you. Here, Sophie, let me get your seat. Okay, and she looked at him like he was crazy. I know these niggas is not messing over these little girls. I know that's not what they not messing over these little. Child, white women don't have, if they don't got nothing else, they got the fucking audacity. So they at the memorial, and so after she had this weird conversation with that little girl, and Matt, the best friend, comes in and takes over and takes her to her seat. He was like, she was like, was there anything inappropriate with any students? And he was like, no, Jesus, nobody would ever say anything like that. And then he was like, we don't know people's private business. And she was like, I know you saw the news. And he was like, that's none of my business. And then he gets up to talk, and he's talking about how Matt lived, and you know, we can celebrate his life, and we don't want to dwell on how he died, and blah 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 blah. And she's getting overwhelmed with the little girl's face, the broad who said she was having an affair face. Now Pia done talked to Vince, and Vince done went into the app. I don't know what he found in the app, but he showed it to her. I'm assuming it was pictures of her brother under this false name. Now Sophie is starting to have like a panic attack, and she's freaking out, and it's finally all false. She's been calm, cool, and collected this whole time. So it's finally all coming down on her. Everything she's seeing flashes of her husband, and you know, when she told him about the affair, him, like it's all coming down on her. She gets up and she starts, you can see her panicking, so she gets up and starts to walk out. In the back of the room where people are standing around with drinks and stuff, some white lady who has nothing to do with anything, who just, I guess, been following on the news and just assumed she about her affair and whatever, and that it's her fault that he's dead. She was like, you should be ashamed. And Sophie said, what did you say? She said, you should be. Before she could have said ashamed out of her mouth again, she snatched a cup of juice out of the lady's face and threw it in her face and told her to go to hell. You got that right. Everyone's like, oh my God, oh my God. And so they run to get her. And then she starts to break down and start crying. And like, she was like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Than me, because after I hit her with that juice, I would have hit her with a quick uppercut and another pow, pow, pow before anybody could have even got me. But they trying to calm her down and get her home. Cha. Okay, so they're home, and so she's sitting with Pia. They having some wine, and she's like, tell me what you found out. And she was like, I think that Emma woman may have been telling the truth. And she shows her picture, the profile of pictures of him, and she was like, I know this picture. We took it a couple of months ago, like a month ago. And she was like, look at the date that the profile was started. It was March 15th of 2018, 2 years before she had her affair. So he's been cheating for a while now. So she goes in the room and she sees the picture that he had cropped her, because she was in the picture. He cropped her out and then put it on his dating profile. And so she goes in the room to look at the photo with her and him. And it was they in their conversation from that time where she said, He was like, I forgive you. We're going to be okay. And she was like, I love you. And he had been cheated this whole girl. He would have to come back alive so I could kill him again, Jesus. No. And more. No. But that is how this episode ended. Jesus Christ, this was a lot. But this is my review and recap for Clickbait Season 1, Episode 3. I will see y'all. What's today? Wednesday. I will see y'all Friday for Episode 4. Jesus. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a kid.